Now, it's an album that's been 18 years in the making. Hackney Diamonds by the Rolling Stones has finally been released. In fact, a few weeks ago, they put out an advert in a local paper in the UK, the Hackney Gazette. And, well, people are now be able to listen to it. Dheepthika Laurent, our culture critic, is here. You've managed to hear it yet? Tell us about it.
Well, music industry insiders had some inkling of an album release party when they got an exclusive invitation for New York City, for an event at a New York City club called Racket on Thursday. There, they were treated to a performance by the Rolling Stones and Lady Gaga on stage. Take a look.
Yes, do. I said they're coming down. They're coming down to the Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
So, Gavin, Lady Gaga there singing Sweet Sounds of Heaven. It's the second last track on Hackney Diamonds, a 12-track album that was released this Friday to great reviews, I might add. And the album is actually packed with musical collaborations from Paul McCartney, who plays bass on a song called Bite My Head Off, Elton John and Stevie Wonder playing piano on other tracks. In their first track, that's called Angry, Mick Jagger, ever the true rock star, details a lover's spat where he complains about not having had sex in about a month. But, the album's full of nostalgia. It's full of lyrical moments that will sort of stick with you long afterwards. Also features beats recorded by the Stones' late drummer Charlie Watts before he passed away in 2021, Kevin.
If anybody's wondering what Hackney Diamonds means, it's not an expensive diamond. It's people in London call it when you break a window of a car and all the glass shatters. That's a Hackney diamond.
Well, there you go.
Also, Lupin is out on Netflix, massively anticipated. What's going on?
Well, in just a few weeks, the hit French TV series starring Omar Sy has risen to number 1 in Netflix in 44 countries, including here in France. He was already a star in France, but Lupin really propelled him to international stardom as Arsène Lupin, as Arsène Diop, rather, a slick gentleman burglar with a tormented past and a fascination for Maurice Leblanc's Arsène Lupin books. In season 3, Diop returns to Paris in secret to carry out one last heist, but as you can imagine, it doesn't go to plan. Take a look.
Évidemment, on continue à tourner dans Paris, il y a toujours des endroits super.
Paris est aussi un personnage très important.
On a voulu s'amuser un petit peu plus en termes d'action. On s'est fait un peu plaisir sur les cascades, en sautant du toit, un peu de fight, de trucs de poursuite.
Cette partie 3 est beaucoup plus dangereuse.
C'est complètement fou ce qui se passe, quoi.
Surprise,
Ouais.
nouveauté.
On passe vraiment au-dessus, quoi. C'est un niveau au-dessus de ce que vous avez vu avant. Puis Omar, quoi.
Le beau sourire de Marcy.
Gavin, this season does not disappoint. It's definitely a lot darker, more violent than the previous seasons, but it is ultimately very fun. It's watchable. It's an excellent character-driven series. You can expect a jaw-dropping twist in the final season, in the final episode, and Lupin really works because of Omar Sy's charisma. He's just so charismatic, and also he's fabulous acting that constantly leaves you cheering for him as he evades authorities. There's also some biting social commentary because his character usually evades authorities through a series of ridiculous wigs and disguises, but even that is quite poignant because it's sort of a message about how people or authorities see black men as interchangeable, and that with just a cheap disguise, they all look the same.
Stuck in my British ways, calling it Lupin rather than Lupin. Tomato. OK, lastly, Apple TV are going back to the 50s to try and get a bigger audience. Lessons in Chemistry is a big Marvel moment with Brie Larson.
Yeah, that's right. The Marvel actress plays Elizabeth Zott, who dreams of excelling in her scientific field, but comes up against the dogmatic patriarchy of the 1950s. So what happens is she gets fired from her job. She takes a job as a TV cooking show host for housewives, and here she uses her platform to teach women about science. The show was based on the hit debut book by Bonnie Garmus, which came out just last year. And, you know, the series is a great exploration of the submissive role of women at the time, racial prejudice, sexual assault in academia. Look, not everything is perfect in the show. One episode is narrated by a dog, which I still don't understand. But overall, it should please fans of the book and even those who haven't read the book. And on a side note, Gavin, you can catch the full TV series show on Arts 24 at 5:15 Paris time this Friday.
Dheepthika Laurent, thank you. A bit of light in the dark.